Today, I'm going to show you how you can maximize your practice time. So to start off by maximizing your practice, the first tip on what I would do is to break up your piece into sections. Now, most teachers actually just say, practice this as a section, do this as a section, practice this as a small segment at home. They don't actually tell you what section to work on. They don't really teach you how to work out those sections. So, two easy ways on how I recognize a section would just to play 4 bars at a time. You could simply just do those 4 bars as a section, move on to the next 4 bars as a section. The next one, very simple, is just to follow those slurs. Now, what I mean by slurs, it's just those long curvy lines you see on your sheet music, often above the treble clef, just displayed right here for you. Those are the 2 things I would distinguish and mark out for my sections from point A to point B. Slurs and 4 bars at a time. The second important thing to maximize your practice is to avoid those distractions. When I was young, and I'm sure most of you guys are pretty young as well, or if you're trying to get your young ones to learn, you need to get them to stay focused on the piano. And they don't usually stay focused longer than 10 minutes or even half an hour, maybe even sometimes 3 minutes, something like that. So you need to keep them focused. Something like this can be ignoring those distractions. Whether you have noise around the house, whether you have family members moving around, anything, people sneezing, you need to get them to stay focused on the practicing. And again, that's part of the first step, which is getting them to practice in sections, so they feel like they're achieving something. Animals and pets, they are great, like this one here, she is a noise creator, but you just need to get rid of those distractions, at least for most of their practice routine, because most of us are only focused for a few minutes and then we lose interest when we figure out that, we've been practicing for too long, or we just tend to lose a lot of interest very quickly. In recap, the 2 tips that we went through today was just to start off by avoiding to practice the entire piece if you have a simple mistake. It may not be simple to you, but it can still be simplified. So to do this, make sure, break it up into sections. It can be in 4 bars at a time, could be a section, or follow the slurs if you have them supplied on your sheet music. And the second tip as well, with what I especially worked with when I was younger, was to avoid those distractions. As a young kid, it was always hard to stay focused on the piano. So the most important thing is when you even have 10 minutes to practice, put all your focus onto that and avoid those distractions, which can include your pets, can include your friends or families around the house. Stick to your practice, focus on that, because quality practice means more than quantity of the practice. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a like and give it a comment as well. This just helps it to reach more people and more piano players and aspiring pianists like you around the world. And I look forward to being part of your next piano venture.